I want you guys to keep giving that same energy you've been giving everyone. He's an amazing person. Keep it going till he has the mic in his hands. Keep it going for Ryan Arnold!
Thank you. Give it up again for Tom, just hosting the shit out of this thing. Thank you, Holyoke. It's that holiday season again. And if you're anything like me, you're a big, dumb, fat, ugly, idiot fuckface. No. If I seem a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit awkward up on the stage tonight, and I do, I will, I am. I need you to know that it's just because normally when I perform, I'm wearing jeans. Because denim gets more and more comfortable the longer that you have it on. Unlike this cock ring. I do not know what it's for. I don't know how I'm gonna get it off. They say it takes a village. Almost there. I am 34, but I've got a hot 18-year-old Dodge Caravan. It's called the General Lee. I named it after the way that it runs. And I don't think age should even be a number. Honestly, I think that we should be able to tell people the name of the first LP that we ever owned, and then they can extrapolate our age based on that. Me, I'm Ryan, and I'm MC Hammer's Too Legit to Quit cassette tape single. And I'm sure you're probably wondering, say, whatever happened to MC Hammer? You guys ready to have your fucking minds blown? He quit. That guy was not as legit as he wanted us to believe, but that's why they say never to meet your heroes, right? It's been a weird week. My girlfriend found out that I'm polyamorous, or whatever you call a guy who fucks parrots. I don't know what the word for it is, because I don't spend my time reading books about fucking parrots. I'm on the front lines. Do my research in the field. When I was little, my mom and dad got me a pet anteater, and then my aunt moved to Florida, and it starved to death. Is that too stupid? Recently, I bought my very first pair of white pants, because I was sick of not being able to remember my last meatball feast. When I was little, I was always afraid that there was a monster that lived in my closet. Kids wouldn't be so afraid of monsters if we would just tell them about pedophiles earlier. Come on, a monster's not trying to fuck you. Except Dracula. I don't know if you guys have been told, pre-warned about Count Dracula, but he turns into a bat, flies over you, and wipes his bat dick right on the back of your neck. And before you even have 1 second to say, was that a fucking bat dick? He's gone! As if by magic. Oh, you're not gonna hear from Dracula again. No way. If you don't think that Bugs Bunny is an asshole, I don't think you've ever tried to have a conversation with somebody that's eating a carrot. It's quite taxing. Or worse yet, have you ever been in a big room, you know, like this one maybe, and you see somebody from across that you don't know, and there's something about their face or their eyes, or you think, I really should go over and talk to that person. I don't know what it is, something that says, this is somebody I could connect with, somebody I could understand, maybe. And then you go across, take your pride in your hand, and that person is just 24 sticks of dynamite stuffed in a dress with a wig on top. Who's done this, you say? Bugs Bunny. What an asshole, you know what I mean? You guys drinking tonight? See, I like to drink, but I don't drink straight liquor. I like to put a little bit of cum in it. Not so straight now, huh? Where I'm from, we call that the Northampton special sauce. I like living in Northampton. It's awesome. And in the surrounding towns, Northampton is probably best known for, you guys know, right? Mischievous crows, that's right. If you don't know, a crow is this animal that makes a noise like it's gonna throw a beer bottle at you. Caw! Crow, you sound like an asshole. And are yet unaware that your biggest problem is actually public relations. See, they had a meeting. One brash young crow stood out from the group. He said, "Fellas, I know how we can redeem our terrible reputation. What if we called a group of us something that people really like? Some kind of, I don't know, violent crime or something." And they decided on a murder of crows after their original first choice, an aggravated rape of crows was decided to be too hot for TV. That's the true story of crow rebranding. Now they get all the bird pussy. And bird pussy is really its own reward, but I don't think I need to tell you folks that. You look like you've read the Bible a time or two. Am I right? Absolutely. My girlfriend and I were thinking about adopting a dog instead of having one of our own. For political reasons, if you want to know the truth, but I don't want to get into politics. And I'm actually not even sure that it's going to happen, because we got in this big fight last week, right? Guys, girls, tell me if this has ever happened to you. My girlfriend came home early from work one day, without calling, and she caught me, breeding spiders in the apartment. I said, "I don't know what you're so angry for. You never complained about all the free eggs." They're spider eggs. Why do I always need to point that out? Where else would the eggs have come from? Now, I've been in a relationship for a long time. The last time that I was single, I didn't have Tinder. Didn't exist, if you can believe it. And my friends who are single, they're always telling me about how great Tinder is for the, what do you guys call them? Hiccups. You guys have your hiccups. So, I, out of curiosity, downloaded this app to my phone. It's just like Tinder, except it's for folks in relationships. It's called Grubhub. But Ryan, Grubhub isn't at all exactly like Tinder, says this guy. I'm 34, like I said. I got a lot of the weird sex stuff out of my system. So on a Friday night, the dirtiest, nastiest thing I can think of is to pay extra money to eat friendlies in my house with my pants off. Nasty. It's very... But it gets better. I found out there's an app I can download to my phone that's just like Grubhub, except it's only for sandwiches. It's called Grindr. The sandwiches are always on time, but more often than not, the guy wants to fuck you in the ass. I always say, this had better be the greatest sandwich I ever had. I'm batting about 50-50. I've been in a relationship for a long time, 7 years in February. I've been together with my girlfriend. And people always say, "Good God, what a long time," especially considering that you seem to be very irritating. Well, I'm going to tell you the secret to keeping it spicy. I have a mistress. My mistress is my girlfriend, but in a funny hat. Wait. She doesn't know that's what the hat is for. So, it's an easy way to turn doldrum activities into a red-hot rendezvous. You could be sitting there drying the dishes, go get the hat, all of a sudden, forbidden dishes. You know what I mean? I think I'm getting a little greedy on this exact subject, though, because I tried to throw in an eye patch into the mix. No, what I was going for was like a sexy James Bond villainess, But it just threw off her depth perception completely. It was like, "Hey, why don't you come over and lay one on me?" Ah. That was completely my own fault. I flew too close to the sun. So I live in Northampton, and I work in East Hampton. You guys know East Hampton, it's your neighbor, right? It's a beautiful little liberal bastion, but last winter, somebody committed an awful crime, a hate crime. I don't know if you heard about this. Some ne'er-do-well, under cover of darkness, ran out into the woods by the bike path and painted a tree. He didn't paint it orange, or purple, or one of the other colors. He painted it with hate symbols, and although the newspaper wouldn't divulge which, I have every reason to believe that it was a swastika. And you're probably saying, who would, under cover of darkness, go out into the woods to paint a tree with a swastika? Now, the first thought that might cross your mind is that it was some paramilitary alt-right organization setting up a satellite office on the bike path in order to intimidate a few of East Hampton's many forest Jews. But I think the real target all along was the tree itself, because it was a maple, which you guys probably know is deciduous. You guys have been great, and I appreciate it. Give it up for your host, Tom Roche. Have a great night.
It's always funny, like, shaking hands with people of different races.